What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and we are live, y'all. And tonight, we will be watching, the 2025 BIG3 draft. Y'all really enjoyed when I did this last year. I enjoyed it too. So I decided, hey, let's run it back and we're going to do this again. So, yeah, y'all, again, tonight we are watching the 2025 BIG3 draft, y'all. I cannot believe this is season 8. I mean, these years have really flown by. And I think this is going to be the best season yet, man. I mean, we have a lot of former NBA stars that are going to be in this league, like Jeff Teague and Dwight Howard and Greg Monroe. Lance Stevenson. So, yeah, this season is really going to be exciting, y'all. I cannot wait to see who's going to get selected. As y'all can see, we got some new teams this year, mainly because these teams, y'all, actually are being branded by a certain city now. So instead of just being called like Power or Trilogy or the Ball House, you see now we have the Boston Ball House, the Chicago Triplet. So I really love that Ice Cube and the rest of his team incorporated the cities to these teams because now it really feels like a professional league, y'all. I mean, it really does. So, yeah, like I said, I'm really excited about this season and just ready to see who's going to get selected tonight. So, yeah. Hope y'all are doing well, man. Come on in. We live on Twitch and YouTube. So what's up to everyone? What's going on? Hey, what's up? Hello, what's up? If y'all can hear me, say yeah, I can hear you, Zay. I just want to make sure that my audio sounds on point. Yeah, y'all. Season 8 for the BIG3. Wow. I remember when it first started way back in 2017, and a lot of people questioned if it was ever going to become, the league it is now, but it definitely has. It's become something that a lot of people really love watching, and it's just something we look forward to seeing every single year now. So it went from being something small to now probably being one of the best basketball leagues there is. And we know there's a lot of basketball leagues out there, y'all. Here in the States and internationally, but the BIG3 is definitely one of the best basketball leagues out there. So, yeah, man, it's been incredible to see the job that Ice Cube and Mr. Clyde, the Glide Drexler have done in building the league into what it is today. Because y'all, and I'm gonna quit speaking after this probably, but I remember the early days, they didn't even have a draft. So progress they have made. It looks like it's about to begin here momentarily, but yeah. How's everyone doing, man? Hope you're doing well. All right, y'all. Looks like it's about to begin. I think that's Tattoo. I'm pretty sure that's the name he goes by. And let me get ready to turn it up for y'all.
Here at the MGM Grand. I'm your friend Tattoo, and earlier today we had a chance to check out some of the hottest talent all over the country showcasing their skills at the BIG3 Combine. Now, it's summer in the city. The energy in here is absolutely electric. Shout out to all the captains, the teams, team owners, and of course, coaches. And congratulations to that first round pick.
Great.
It's about to go down right now. Breaking it down, Director of Fireball Operations, the one and only Thomas Scott. And of course, co-founder of the BIG3, the one and only Ice Cube. Cube.
Yay.
Here
we go again. That time of year. Excited for season 8, BIG3, summer in the city. Yeah, we in cities now. We planted our flag in 8 cities around the country: Los Angeles, Miami, Houston, Dallas, Chicago, the DMV, Detroit, and Boston. And look, it's going down. So we got 2 rounds. We got new owners in the BIG3. 4 new owners. LA, Miami, Houston, and Detroit.
Damn.
Thank you, baby.
I got you.
Detroit. And so it's great that, we have these new ownership groups down to take their teams to the next level. And in this draft, they get the first 4 picks. And then the other 4 teams that's in the league round off the first round. So with the first pick, we got Miami, 305. Second pick, got Houston Rig Hands. Third pick, Detroit Amplifiers. Fourth pick, the LA Riot. Fifth pick, Chicago Triplets. Sixth pick, Boston Ballhawks. Seventh pick, Dallas Power. And rounding it off for the 8th pick, DMV Trilogy. Now it's a snake draft. So whoever gets the 8th pick gets the first pick of the second round, so they get the 9th pick, and we snake it on back the other way. So fair and square in the big three. No funny business in this draft, baby. And so here we go. How you doing?
Man, it's going to be a real competitive year, man. I'm looking forward to it. You know, Miami 305, man. And they had a great year last year, couldn't get over them. Now they get the first pick this year and got a chance to kind of get there. I'm excited to see what they're going to do.
Well, we'll see. You know, new franchises, you know, hopefully it'll bring new goals. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see who they pick for number one.
What's interesting to me is, are they going to go best available player? We got Lance Stevenson in the
draft.
Hey,
can y'all hear Thomas and Ice Cube all right? I didn't even think to ask y'all that until now.
Maybe like a Chris Johnson, who made a big impact over the years in the big three, that can space the floor and roll to the rim and play above the rim. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do.
I'm a fan of get what you need. What you need. You know, best players cool, but you always want to get players that can round off your squad.
Yeah, we're going to see.
Going with the first pick, we're going to go over to Tattoo, who's going to let us know who's up for the first pick.
All right, before we do that, Cube, I need y'all to watch your screens and check out Season 7, 2024 recap.
Okay.
Big three. And make some noise for Big 3 Fireball. Yeah, Big 3, come on. Yeah. Three. Now that's a magic number. Got the homies falling out for the whole damn summer. Isaiah Briscoe's got 37, a new high, and Big 3. You want to talk about the intensity. 12 points for Crawford, and now a little pushing and shoving here.
Yeah.
For the win.
Yeah, I definitely remember that, y'all. Jordan Crawford and Gary Payton going at it. That was so hilarious. Even though Gary Payton has not played in a long time, he still has that competitive nature about him, man. He just wants to win. That's it. Just the video and audio look and sound great. Okay, thanks. Great to hear. Ready to run it back. We'll see. I don't know, y'all. Right now it's hard to tell who's the favorite to win the championship. It really is. All right, I'll turn it back up. I just wanted to kind of get my little commentary about that Jordan Crawford and Gary Payton.
Going for it. And,
little altercation.
Great season, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, let's talk about 305, right?
305.
Coach Michael Cooper.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. New Hall of Famer.
That's right.
It's like my big uncle. They got Captain Mario Chalmers, Reggie Evans, and Michael Beasley, man, who's always been the scorer of this league, man. How do you feel about their roster and what you think they need to do, or what you think they need?
Well, they play good together as a unit. I think they're a piece or two away from actually, taking that thing. And so, they got to get what they need. I think they need somebody to take a little pressure off Mario, ball handling, and then somebody who can, bang a little bit and score a little bit down and take some pressure off Reggie Evans. So we'll see who they decide to get.
Hey, 305, you on the clock. We're going to see.
We'll see. Who you think?
Well, like I said earlier, I think Lance Stevenson is very versatile. He can play a little point. He can switch on.
Yeah, and Lance Stevenson plays a small forward
take guys
spot
off
too.
the dribble. He's a showman. He's so much fun to watch. He's a defender. He's so versatile, and I think that may be who they take. But to me, just thinking about it and looking at the guys that are in there, man, Chris Johnson just stands out for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, the
Chris
guys
Johnson would
that's
be a really good
already
pick.
played in the league,
Miami.
we
He would
have
fit very
a
well
lot
with
of
Reggie.
guys who
This
are
is Chris Johnson
veterans
can shoot
in the
that three
Big
ball at a
Three,
high level.
find themselves in the draft pool. So I don't see how you can't be tempted to grab one of those guys that you know can do it on this level.
Or they
Also got a
may
guy
go
like
back
Jeff
and run it
Teague.
back, right? Nasir Kaur was great last year. Sean Williams is great, around the rim with some rim protection.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really interesting to see what they can do. I mean, it looks like an easy pick, but when you sit and look at what's going on and think about it, you're like, well, wait a minute, hold on, let's decide what we're gonna do. But hey, man, it's the big three. It's gonna be competitive. They got to make their best choice.
Every year it gets more and more competitive, so you can't really rely on what
Well
you did
coached the way
last
he
year.
played,
To me,
facts.
you have to look at the competition and
He really does.
calibrate your team and really
Yeah, man. I think for them, being able to have the floor spaced is going to be great, and then maybe even having some guys that can shoot it a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see which direction they go. I love Reggie Evans down there, man. He makes it real difficult. We got Dwight Howard in the league now. So you got to gear up for that too.
Yeah, you gotta be ready for that.
Yes, sir.
He can definitely come with it. So I can't wait to see who they pick, man. We get this thing started.
Yeah, man. I mean, they were this close last year.
One bucket away.
This close.
One steal away from winning it with this same unit. Now they part of a new franchise and they in Miami now, so maybe that give them the extra
305.
oomph to win it this year.
Right, and every week is so crucial in the Big Three. It's like an NFL schedule.
Yeah.
And so, you got to get the right guys. Every possession matters, and it's so crucial, man, and very delicate. This decision right now, I think, dictates their season.
Well, let's get to the pick, man. Let's go to the Big Three commissioner, best commissioner in sports, Mr. Clyde the Glide Drexler.
Thank you, Ice Cube. Thomas Scott. Hey, let me tell you something. This is big. And welcome to the Big Three draft of 2025. And with the first pick in the first round, the Miami 305, select Lance Stevenson.
Yeah.
Make
them dance.
I'm gonna get it. Let's make them dance.
You hear?
New York,
Very cool. Amazing, man. Grabbing somebody of that quality.
Yeah.
Putting another superstar on your roster. Man, it's gonna be a fun year in Miami for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they're gonna go this route because him
Michael
and Beasley, man, they've been
Reggie
talking a
Evans,
lot on
Evans.
social media, so I didn't know if that was what they were gonna do, if they wanted to go head to head. But I think it's really cool to see these guys play together. And man, not only
tough
just
squad,
the hooping
y'all,
part,
not gonna lie,
but
it's
just
a really
the whole
tough
swag
team.
about the team.
Yeah, it's gonna be a treat, man, to see
They got some
real
dogs,
five do
man.
their
Some
thing.
real riders.
Absolutely. It's gonna be
Rachel,
hot.
what you got
They're gonna
for
be
us?
very tenacious.
Well, you guys
I
saw
mean,
it.
man.
The table is very excited. Miami 305 starting this draft off with a bang. Coach, when you saw Lance Stevenson was available this season, how'd you feel about that?
I thought it was a new Christmas for us. Again, it's a player that definitely is going to add to our team. He's a defensive player. We can play him at multiple positions, and he can take a little pressure off of Mike because he can score.
You have some scorers on your team. Now, you were this close to that championship last season. What can we expect from the new squad this year?
The same grit and grind that we had. Like you said, we was one possession away from getting the championship, so we got a chip on our shoulder this year, and we come to prove that last year should have been ours.
We will just have to see. The hype is here. Clyde, are we ready for that next pick?
Well, Houston is on the clock.
All right.
Houston rig hands, you are now on the clock.
Cube, how are we feeling about this?
Hey, they got a
H-Town State.
They got a squad that just picked a, superstar. So in front of them, so they got some work to do to be able to keep that winning ways going about their squad. So, Gerald Green, Garland Green, Corey Brewer, they did their thing last year.
Yeah.
So we'll see who they grab to, maybe hopefully make it back to the top.
Yeah, I think they got to go big.
Uncle Lou.
They lost a couple
Daddy
big guys,
DJ
so I think they
Craig
Gerald, Corey Brewer,
this
Garland
time.
Green. They need some
That's a
guys to
great
get some
question.
rebounds,
That
set
is
some
a
good
great question.
screens, and play,
Because
big around the
all of them are
basket,
from
block some
Miami.
shots
They
and
really
things
love
like
being
that. And I
from
think
Miami.
that's something that they're
I
looking
wouldn't be
at.
shocked if they
There's a
have
few
ownership.
bigs out
That's a
there that I
great question.
love. I mentioned Chris Johnson. He's one of my favorites. But you got Amir Johnson, who did great in the combine today. And I don't know if they're going to go that route, or Jeff Ayers, who's also in there. But I think it's pretty clear cut that they need to get a big man.
Do you think they'll decide to run it and grab the same guys that
I think they would.
they
So
won
you know
with?
what? You're right. I think they go Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, it's amazing to see this team come together and take it all away last year as a unit. But now they have a different coach. We got Calvin Murphy, Hall of Famer, in the league now as the coach.
I didn't know that.
Gerald Green and Garland, the Green brothers, and Corey Brewer. So, they're ready to bring a championship to Houston.
It's for sure a Houston team, as you can see. These guys are all from the area, play professionally in the area. We all know Calvin Murphy, Hall of Famer, and what he's done in the league, and we always love to see him in color commentating. So I think it's a lot of personality, it's a lot of competitive drive, and they've done it before, and they're eager to protect their throne. So, yeah.
Let's see what they do. I really like the squad, like they hustle, and they truly went from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
They was coached last year by Gary Payton, who is now the coach of Boston Ball Hogs. So we'll see if they can gel again.
Yeah.
And become champions once more.
Well, let's see what they do. The pick is in, Q.
Well, the pick is in. Let's go to the man, super duper Clyde the Glide Drexler.
Let's do it, Q. And with the second pick in the first round of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the Houston Rig Hands select Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Back.
That's
right.
Yeah, you're right, Q.
Yeah.
What's cool about him is obviously he's real physical, but he can stretch the floor as well, too. And we're playing 3-on-3 basketball, and basketball, period, spacing is key. And somebody that can be versatile, especially in this league. He can guard a little bit on the perimeter, but he knows what it takes. He's been through it, and this is a great pick for them.
And he does the dirty work. He don't mind getting in there, banging. Whatever the team needs, it seems like he's down to do. And he, do it with a smile on his face, so to speak.
Yeah, he stays in great shape. He's young. He's hungry. Man, he's ready to run it back.
And he listened to the OGs. He listened to the leaders of the team. He listened to his coaches. But let's go to Rachel Demeanor and see what they got to say about it.
Welcome to the Big 3. You're bringing in a brand new team. How excited are you?
Wow, I wanted to play myself, but unfortunately the age wouldn't do it. But with that being said, I'm very, very excited. The team that I was fortunate to get involved with won it all last year.
I can't wait to see
so
Mr.
I got
Calvin
a lot to
Murphy's
prove that I can bring
wardrobe.
that safe scenario back
Me
this
either.
year.
It's a competitive league. You had the number
He's
2
a
pick this year in the
star
draft.
dresser.
Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. And I'm big on chemistry. And since they played together last year, I thought, talking with our captain and the owners, that this was the only pick at this time that was possible for us.
That fits the squad. Now, Houston, this is a brand new team for us. We are getting these franchise teams. What is going to be the brand of basketball that your team is going to play?
Well, first of all, when you look at the league itself, it's very rugged. So we're looking at a physical team that is very athletic. Of course, you got to have some shooting. So we're looking at the big men being able to stretch the floor and be able to bring that kind of brand of basketball that teams are going to chase us, and we're not chasing anybody.
It's high intensity. Even though they're not running up and down, this is high intensity. You're going to see it firsthand, and I'm excited.
No more than I am.
Cool. Back to you guys.
They running it back, which is great. And you want to see, champions try to repeat, so we'll see what they do in the second round. Up next, we got the Detroit Amplifiers. Now, they got a squad. Joe Johnson, Jeremy Pargo, Darnell Jackson, D-Block, and coached by the Iceman, George Gervin. And so, you know, they got a pretty good squad. You know, they just, to me, need to fill in a few pieces.
Yeah, Jeremy Pargo, one of my favorite players in this
they might go with.
Man.
I think they're going to run it back, too.
Bucket getter.
Yeah.
Keep saying his name, Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, yeah. He's a amazing talent, vet. You know, came into his own in the last few seasons and just became dominant. And, yeah, you know, he's a great player.
Yeah.
Somebody going to get him.
It's a lot of chemistry there, you know. Somebody that Iceman's familiar with, obviously with Darnell Jackson and getting Chris Johnson if they go that route. Somebody they always been close to getting over the hump and never could. So I think it would be important for them and their group, you know, obviously having Jeremy Pargo and Joe Johnson, you know, guys that have won this thing and, you know, taking it to a whole nother level. And I think that turns the corner for them, and I think it'll make it special for that group.
Yeah, I mean, you got players that played together, have won together, you know, with Joe Johnson and Pargo. They won a championship together with triplets in 2019. So, you know, they've been fighting to get back to the top. You know, they played in the championship game a few years back. And so, you know, they're ready to do it now in Detroit. So here we go with the third pick, Clyde. Who we got?
Got it, fellas. And with the third pick in the first round, the Detroit Amplifiers select Ray Nixon.
Hey.
I like Ray.
Surprise.
I like Ray.
Yeah, me too. You know, gritty player.
Oh, you hear them? They own it. They own their Detroit stuff.
I see they own their Detroit stuff back there. You know, I thought they was going to, you know, he's a great player. Another player that's been, you know, each year getting
Turn
better
this down a
and
little
better
bit for right
He's
now,
a
y'all.
player in the league. So
Yeah, I love that pick. I love the Ray Nixon pick. I really do.
And
He's tough. He's physical. Good mid-range shooter. Did Gennaro retire? That's a great question. I'm not sure.
That's a 3-and-D type of guy.
I would probably say he did because, you know, every year he's been in the Big Three. Him and his brother have been on the same team. So the fact that he's not on Detroit with his brother, Jeremy, I would probably say he has retired, but I'm not certain, but yeah, that's what I would say. Also, Gennaro, he's an assistant coach for the Pacers, so I know he's very busy, you know, being a coach.
Congratulations.
And there goes his brother right here. Y'all let's listen to him. What do you got to say?
The way this league is set up, you need defense. You need size. Ray's a great shooter for one. Shot 50% from the field, from the three at least, and he can switch. And he can guard. He plays hard. I had the pleasure of him guarding me the whole game last year, and he made it difficult. So that's the goal with having him on our team, is to make it difficult and take some pressure off Joe.
See the new team owners here with you, legendary Iceman Coach Gervin. How excited is it to be playing for Detroit, this whole new franchise?
I'm excited to be here, man. When Ice made the call, it was an exciting call because I knew D-Block was behind it a lot, and I have a relationship with D-Block for years, and just trying to build
Jackson. If y'all wonder who he says
Detroit
D-Block,
and bring that Detroit spirit to life.
All right, Detroit Amps. They got the big Ray Nixon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm throwing it back to Ice Cube and Thomas Scott.
The last 2 years,
the 2025 Big 3 draft
with Jason Richardson and Kevin Murphy.
Ray. He's like, you know, always.
I like Ray Nixon a lot, though. I think he's one of the more underrated players in the league.
No complaints.
Yeah,
you know, just a great player, and I know he's going to be a great addition to the Amplifiers for sure.
And it changes their dynamic in pick and roll. You know, with Jeremy Pargo, when he comes off, now you got a shooter on that backside. You can't help too much. Yeah. And so, you know, Jeremy knows what's going to make his formula work, and I think that helps him out a lot.
I would say right now it's between them and Miami.
One-on-one, you can't help because he can knock down
winning the Big 3 championship. Now, it's obviously very early on.
Squads are getting stronger.
That's why I would say, y'all,
Detroit
and Miami, man.
You know,
to me, those
the
like
talent
two best teams right now.
You know, condensed into such an amazing pool of players to pick from. So Detroit was number 3. Up next, we got the LA Riots.
Heading to the West Coast.
And
Ice Cube.
This team right here already is stacked with, you know, you got Jordan Crawford, a champion, Elijah Stewart, a champion in the Big 3. and then you add Dwight
Oh, my
Howard.
God.
Like,
Ooh, I forgot they had the white.
is
Oh,
it fair?
Man,
At the end of the day, like, this is a great squad.
y'all. I might have to
and,
reconsider what I just
it's
did.
going
I
to be
said
amazing to see who they
Detroit and
add
Miami
to
were like
it.
the best teams, but I
Pretty
forgot
sure
LA
the people in Los
added the
Angeles
White
are
Howard.
happy.
So Elijah Stewart, Jordan Crawford, and
I
the
can't
White
wait to
Howard,
see
that's a pretty tough big
how the
three, man.
squad builds. So,
There's a lot of good.
Clyde, is the pick in LA Riot?
I want to miss seeing the Parker versus
And it's a good
each other.
one.
Me too.
With the 4th pick in the first round, the LA Riot select Wesley Johnson.
I knew it.
Whew.
I knew it.
Man,
that was the one I was going to get right,
pick.
too.
And what's so ironic about that is y'all, Wesley Johnson played for the Lakers.
Wesley, you look back at him.
He's a really good defender. He's super
perfect
versatile.
complimentary
and he
player.
knock down the open threes.
The perfect player to me that could do it all.
Yeah.
I saw him out there cooking dudes today, so it was cool to see that he's going to be a part back in LA.
Yeah, he had a chance to be a co-captain this year, and so I think this is a big pick for them. And there's a lot of chemistry there with Wesley and Nick Young. They used to play together back in the day. So he's dynamic, he's athletic, he can cut, move without the ball, he can knock down a shot, he can guard. That's what his main thing has always been. And
he's long.
Yeah. Yeah, rumor has it he could have kept it going. He probably retired a little early, but I'm happy to have him in the Big Three.
Yeah, definitely happy to have him in the Big Three. All the players, all the, the star power that's, bringing that they're bringing to this league is, I'm definitely a happy man about that. So let's go to Tattoo and see if he got a few things to say about it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for LA, ladies and gentlemen. The LA Riot, congratulations, Wesley Johnson. I'm hanging out with coach of LA Riot, the one and only Swaggy P, Nick Young. How you feeling about bringing Wesley Johnson? Is this a family thing, Nick?
It's an LA thing. It's just getting easier and easier for me, Yeah, like I said, they let him pass. LA guy, we played in LA. We got 3 Lakers on 1 LA Riot team. Yeah, be the best.
And Wesley was showcasing his skills at the Combine today. He did a fantastic job out there. What you think of his performance? How is he in great shape? Is he ready? You know how hard the Big Three is. Is Wesley Johnson ready for the Big Three?
Of course, a guy like Wesley could guard 1 through 5, does all the intangibles, do everything you need to complement a guy like Jordan Crawford and Dwight Howard. So I think he's a perfect fit. He could go big, we could go small. I got everything I need. So
speaking of Dwight Howard, Superman is in the building. I got to talk to Dwight Howard, the new face of the Big Three. Congratulations and welcome to the Big Three. It's an honor to have you. You're here with the LA Riot. You're here with the new team owners, Jordan Crawford, Swaggy P. How you feeling right now, Dwight, especially with this pick with Wesley Johnson?
Well, I'm just, first of all, grateful for Ice Cube and for having me in the league and making this league. This is a great opportunity, and I'm just so excited for one, and then also to play with Jordan and be coached by Swaggy P, and now to have Wesley on our team. I think we're going to dominate, and I'm looking forward to playing. I'm looking forward to, having some great success here. And again, I'm just very thankful for Ice Cube.
You know what I love is that, you hear Dwight Howard saying he's ready to dominate, and he's saying this right here in front of Jordan Crawford and the coach. I mean, Cube said, is this even fair?
It's not, but look, like I said, it is, but it's not, So I'm just happy to be the coach of this team. You hear them strong words like dominate, get a lot of people scared out there, so, yeah.
All right, man. Congratulations, LA Riot. We're going to throw it back to Commissioner, the one and only, the great Clyde Drexler.
Thank you, Tattoo. And with the 5th pick in the first round, the Chicago Triplets select Amir Johnson.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good. Somebody
very good pick.
Yeah, somebody Julius Erving is
toughness, physicality
I wasn't sure if they were
front
going to go
court.
big or even go with the wing, just because Jason Richardson over the years kind of been towards the end of the season, injuries kind of get him. But maybe they'll fulfill that need in the second round.
Yeah, I mean, Amir can do it all. Another champion.
Podcast. You're welcome. We got 10 people up in here. I see some of y'all from Twitch. What's going on, man?
So, he could do it all. And
It's been a while
he's
since
going to
I've
be a
been on
great
Twitch. So
addition.
what's up to
They
my Twitch
already
people out there?
stacked.
See
They
y'all in the
got,
building.
Kimber Walker, Jason Richardson, Montrez Harold.
Yep.
The bird is
So
supplying this
they're already
Superman.
stacked. And then adding Amir.
Yeah, he's in the building.
I can't wait to see them get down.
Another thing that's cool about him is he does the dirty work and he does the things that don't end up on the stat sheet. He sets amazing screens. People don't know we play in an adult league sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
He sets amazing screens. He gives you second chance opportunities. He's always communicating. He's physical. And you got to have somebody for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, he don't cry to the refs. You know what I'm saying? He ball out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just next play. Let's do it.
Shout out Amir Johnson.
Yeah, man. Glad for Amir. Chicago gonna be tough too. Man, all these squads are, leveling up and becoming, very formidable.
Yes, sir.
Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go to Rachel. She's sitting with Dr. J. And they're gonna
What, Dr. J?
Dr. J, you have been a part of the Big Three since the very beginning. You've been to quite a few of these drafts, but what went into your picking up Amir Johnson?
Well, I think we have a history with Amir, and we need a big guy. We got Montrez, forward, we got Jason,
you got a pen?
Kemba, and we needed a guy not only with size, but a guy with the excellent basketball IQ. One of the smartest players out there, and he plays a head game. He's not going to take a lot of three-point shots. He's not going to do crazy stuff, getting fouls or whatever. But he'll keep the team together, keep the team unified, and do what he's supposed to do.
Can we talk about two of the players that you picked up in the offseason? We have Mamba Walker. Those are not names to scoff at. How do you feel about having two superstars on your squad this year?
Well, we've had two in the past. Jason Richardson is every bit the superstar in this league as anybody, and now you got two guys who, might be able to give him a little bit of a break, from playing that role. He is getting older. He hasn't caught me yet, but he's getting older. But Montrez is going to be great for us, power forward, and Kemba's Kemba.
How have you seen this league evolve over the years as you've been a part of it? We talk about the intensity, the physicality, the competitive nature of it, but what have you noticed?
Well, I've noticed that the camaraderie is real. It comes from the heart. I've never gone to a Big Three game and been inundated with fakeness or, just somebody being there who doesn't genuinely like basketball, love basketball, and all the things that Ice Cube and Jeff have brought to the Big Three, which is music and entertainment and guys who know how to talk.
That's a signature part of the Big Three, but let's wrap this up, get it back to Cube, because I think we have our next draft pick on the board.
And next up is going to be the Ball Hogs. They have Kevin Murphy and as the player captain.
Murphy.
And so let's see
Man,
who
Kevin
they
Murphy
pick.
probably the best.
Mr. Drexler.
Cube, they picked it, and it's a good one. With the sixth pick in the first round of the 2025 Big Three draft, the Boston Ball Hogs select Chris Johnson.
They got it.
See,
hey, it was about time, Chris.
Yeah. That's a great pick for them, man. You look at their roster of Kevin Murphy, Deshaun Stevens.
Chris Johnson can just do so
Scotty
much
Hopson.
because he can shoot the three, he can bang inside, he's a good rebounder,
and rim protection as well.
And he moves very well.
You got to be ready for the White this year, but also looking at
he's like
the way
everything
they
you would
are
want in a
put
modern day
together,
big man.
and Gary Payton's personality, they got some more defense, man. Scotty Hopson can defend. Deshaun Stevens can defend. So that's where they're going to hang their hat on, is on the defensive end, and Kevin Murphy can just get to it. So this is a great pick for them. I think it's going to be amazing to see them on the floor.
Yeah, and I believe Gary Payton got a chip on his shoulder once again. He don't need no more chips, but he got another on his shoulder, and I think he's going to really
still one of the five dressers there
put a
is.
stamp on that
Even though
team.
he's in his 70s, he's still a sharp dresser.
Get the Ball Hogs into
him and Mr. Calvin Murphy, both of them just fly
I
dressers.
agree. Well, let's hear what GP has to say.
Yeah, I'm hanging out here with one of my favorite players of all time, the one and only, the glove, Gary Payton. Congratulations,
glove,
Boston
man.
Ball Hogs. Now, you got a championship
He ready to go lace it up
last
right
season,
there.
GP. What are you going to bring to go with your pick?
We're going to bring another championship. You see the team I'm putting together. I like big size, and I like guys who can play defense. With the 4 guys I just picked that I got on my team right now, we're going to play defense, and we're going to get after it.
And what was it that you seen in him that said, you know what, let me Boston and give him the glove treatment?
Well, Chris is an athlete. He can get it. He's jump out the gym. He's a defender, and we need a rim protector, especially with the big guys in the league nowadays. We got to be athletic, and I think we're going to have that size. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pressure people, and we're just going to make people understand that we're going to be there every night.
Boston, get ready. GP, the glove, and the Boston Ball Hogs are coming to your city. It's the 2025 Big 3 draft. Cube, Thomas.
Hey, great pick. You know, Chris Johnson's going to really, you know, he gels with every team, and he's going to really gel with that team, and we'll see what they do. Going on to the 7th pick, you know, now Dallas Power, Nancy Lieberman, another champion. You know, she won in 2018, got close a few years ago, and trying to get back to the top with Dallas.
Yeah, and you know, she's got a great eye for talent. She knows what it takes. She's got over the hump. And you look at the roster right now with Greg Monroe as player captain, Paul Millsap, right, Glenn Rice. There's a lot of size and versatility right there. When I look at those bigs there, I think they might need to get a point guard right now. And the biggest name or biggest player I think that comes to mind may be a Jeff Teague. Somebody that can run some pick and roll, create paint touches, drop off buckets for those guys, and also a guy, you know, that can defend out there with some of the quicker guards. But I know that Nancy loves size, so I don't know if she makes it a family thing.
Yeah,
TJ Klein.
You know, Franklin Sessions is out there.
Yeah.
Mike Taylor is out there. You know, some great point guards.
Ooh, I forgot about Mike Taylor.
Who are grit.
AKA
grit
Patrick Beverly.
in the Big 3. So we'll see who they add to this roster.
He played just like Patrick. They both from Chi-Town, too.
You know, they're a great squad. And, you know, they've added some new pieces, and we'll see if they can take it over the hump.
They need to
Let's
shoot.
go to Clyde
That's really what
Drexler
they
and see who's
they got great size now. They got to get some
pick.
shooting and floor
Thank
spacing
you,
on that perimeter. That's what they
Guys,
need.
the pick is in, and with the 7th pick in the first round of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the Dallas Power select TJ Klein.
TJ Klein.
Okay.
Yeah. She went with
hey, nobody wins with a family
What's
feud.
good
That's
about
what Jay-Z
TJ Klein,
said, y'all.
though, he knows how to move without the ball, and he knows how to make
Hey.
himself available. And sometimes you
He's
just
back with
lose
his
him. And next
mom
thing you know,
again.
he's getting that cut for a backdoor layup, or he's tipping the ball in off a missed shot, right? And he just plays extremely hard and, you know, puts his body on the floor and sacrifices it every night. So nobody knows him better than Nancy.
Yeah, I mean, another player that has gotten better and better every year, understand what it takes to win in the Big 3. And like you said, she's been coaching them all his life.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they do this year.
And they have a killer baseline out of bounds play that nobody is stopping. He scores on every time. So why not mess up that chemistry? Why mess up?
Pretty cool. Hey, Rachel, what you got for us?
Well, Cube, I am here with Nancy now, and like the guy said, no one knows TJ
Yeah,
better
Greg
than you.
Monroe.
But what do you
Boom.
think he is going to bring to the squad this year? Why is he your first pick in this first draft? This first round of the draft, excuse me.
Well, obviously, it's what Cube and Thomas said. He has a unique skill set. He's big at 6'8". He's a great passer. He has great chemistry with Glenn Rice. He has great chemistry with our captain, Greg Monroe. And we just thought with who we have now as our other co-captain in Paul Millsap, that's a great core group for us. And we like going big. And we like doing things maybe that another team doesn't do.
What do you think that the team is going to bring this year? You said that you're going big. Some teams are looking for the three-point shooters. They want to be able to stretch the floor. Do you think that you're going to be at any disadvantage having maybe too much size?
think it's a disadvantage. You know, when we went to the finals a couple years ago against Trilogy, you know, Glenn was on that team, TJ was on that team. They understand championship, you know, caliber basketball. And then when you put Greg on this team and you put Paul Millsap on this team, two savvy, amazing NBA veterans, we just felt it was a great chemistry move for us.
And you're from Dallas. We are now bringing power to Dallas. How does that feel?
Dallas is a great sports city. First of all, they just got Paige Beckers in the W with the #1 pick. They just got the #1 pick. People think it was tricky math, and it wasn't. But they just got that in the NBA, and I think, you know, that might be Cooper Flagg. So Dallas is a great sports town. I think people are going to continue to support this team, and it's virtually been sold out at the AAC every time we play.
Greg, can we expect a championship from Power this season?
I mean, yeah, we definitely plan to win. You know, we're always going to go out there and compete and try to win. So that's always the end goal. I'm pretty sure that's the end goal for everyone. And we have the same goal in mind.
The competitive nature has already started. You guys, Cube, how you feel about it?
I feel great. You know, it's always good when the teams can pick the players they really want, and you know, when you win, you want to get your right player and put him in a position to help you win.
Yeah, and he knows the playbook.
Yeah, without a doubt. He definitely knows the playbook.
He knows the playbook. And, you know, looking at Trilogy now that's on the clock, with Earl Clark, Isaiah Briscoe, now Isaiah Austin on that team.
Wow.
He's probably the loudest player in the league. Very versatile, too.
Yeah.
You know, blocking shots, can stretch the floor, take you off the dribble with his size. I like this. He kind of fits that Trilogy bravado, that
Without
whole
a doubt,
get
you know,
down.
I was just about to say, you know, him and Steven Jackson gonna get along real great because, you know, Steven likes you when you give the passion, when you show that you got that fight in you. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be great. You know, those are, you know, champions over at Trilogy.
Paul Millsap's brother's still in the
It's time to
league.
see who the DMV
Yeah, they should be
bringing
drafted.
to Trilogy this
They
year.
might get drafted.
Absolutely, Cube.
Yeah,
The pick is
Barcelona
in.
still in the
And with the 8th pick and final pick of the first round of the Big 3 2025 draft, the DMV Trilogy select DeJuan Summers.
Juan Summers.
Yeah, Juan Summers, man. It's a great pick for them. He can shoot the ball. I think part of their issue last year where they didn't make enough shots.
Hold over here.
But they got a late start. So this year, I think they got somebody with experience that knows the league.
It's a solid
That's
pick.
6'8",
I don't love it,
235.
but it's a solid
He
pick,
can
though.
shoot it,
It's a
he
solid
can post a little bit. And I think he's going to complement that spacing. The way that Trilogy plays is a lot of ISO ball. They like to take advantage of the floor. And they got Briscoe, man.
Yeah.
And if you help, bam, Summers is knocking that shot down. So I think this is a good pick for them. And it makes them better.
Very solid pick. And we got Rachel over there with Stack right now.
Yeah, Stack didn't have the mic, but I think he wanted to share a message with you guys. What were you talking about, championships?
We got the most. We got 3. I've been there for 2, played in 1, so being in chips is familiar. NBA chips, you name it, I get chips everywhere, so this is nothing new.
Tell us about your pick
Yo,
in
Steven
Summers.
Jackson, man.
I like guys around the same size. We like to switch. You know, we got a lot of guys.
Yeah,
Most of the guys on my team can
come.
do it all, and that's what I look for, guys that can do it all. I'm not big on doing too many favors for guys or names. I'm about winning, and I'm about dogs, and I like bringing guys in that like to play the game the right way and hard. Regardless of what happens on the court, we're going to play hard, and that's the guys I respect, so I tend to keep those guys around me.
And that was something from last season. You guys started off slow. A lot of people counted you out, but you came back with a vengeance and just showed the fight that this Trilogy team has. Are we going to see that same thing from you this season?
Yeah, we got off to a slow start last year because it got boring to us. You know, we won back-to-back. We didn't know what to do, so it got boring. So we had to take a couple years off, but we back. We're going to show y'all the same championship mentality that we used to. I know it's a lot of chatter, but there's a lot of excitement going on. People kind of forgot about the Trilogy boys. We got those rings for a reason, and we're going to show y'all.
You have another surprise on the roster, Isaiah Austin. He's back.
I'm glad they gave him up. A big guy that can shoot. He belongs in this league. He plays hard. He talks on defense. He can block shots. Another guy that can do a little bit of everything, similar to myself when I play. So that's what I like.
Looking forward to seeing it. Back to you guys.
Hey, that was it, round one. You know, we got round two coming up. You ain't got to sit around for 3 or 4 days to get through this draft, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to it. We got 8 more picks, and you can enjoy your night. But we'll be right back after this. Yeah, yay.
Yeah, yay.
The Big 3 is back. Season 8.
All right, y'all. So it's in the books, man. A lot of these teams, they looking really, really good right now. Y'all cannot lie to you. So yeah, this is going to be very competitive. And I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about Steven Jackson because either way he was sitting there, like Steven Jackson is just really tough. You don't want to mess with him, man. If you're gonna mess with Steven Jackson, you better come correct. But yeah, he's right. Don't sleep on Trilogy, man. They're still gonna be a tough team to beat. So woo, I'm telling y'all, it's a lot of good teams, man. I mean, it really is. So this is going to be, I think, the best season ever, just because I don't know if we've ever seen every single team be this good before. I mean, I think you can make a case for every team potentially winning the championship because that's how loaded these rosters are. So yeah, enjoy round one. Excuse me, y'all. Now let's see what round two is going to bring us. Here we go.
Right, winning mentality, and the last part, dog. I don't know who they're going to take, but I know he's going to be a dog. And that's why I know Clyde is going to mention the name is a dog. So we're going to see that.
Hey, you know, they won 3 championships in this league, so you can't count Trilogy out. You know, they know how to win. They know how to win at the highest level. Stack always have them ready.
He does.
They did get off to a slow start last year, but started to pick it up at the end. It was too late. So they'll probably get off to a fast start this year and change that around.
Yeah, I love watching Trilogy play. You know, they play hard, they're loud, they're aggressive. They always have been since year one. And that hasn't changed, and I love that about that team. If you're a Trilogy fan, you know that that's what they're going to bring every night. And so Stack keeps that tradition alive. It's in his personality, and he's got a lot of players, I think, that have his DNA. You know, Isaiah Briscoe's tough. He can score off the dribble, but you can't really score him on, like, back him down in the post. You know, they can switch. They're aggressive. And then Earl Clark kind of gets looked over a lot, but his versatility, his way to knock down mid-range shots and use his size and length and guard multiple positions, I think that makes them a dangerous team. And like you say, it's not about the name, it's about the game.
Yeah, and look, this team is made for the DMV, like without a doubt. You know, it's an area with hard-nosed ballers, and that's what Trilogy is, hard-nosed ballers. And let's see who they pick for the first round and add to their roster. Clyde, you got the pick in?
Got the pick, Cube, and it's good. With the first pick in the second round of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the DMV Trilogy select Franklin Sessions.
I told you. It was another dog. I didn't know who.
Him and Isaiah on the same squad. Oh, my God, it's crazy.
Yeah, man, you know, it's going to be a lot of paint touches. You know, it's another guy that just fits that Trilogy.
Man, I mean,
just that whole theme, you know. Tough guys.
He's a dog, man.
They come in, they talk it, and they back it up. And so we gonna see, man. I think they got a nice squad, and looking at it, man, it's gonna be competitive.
Very competitive, you know. Franklin Sessions is one of those guys.
Not
never quit.
but D-A.
Plays both sides,
y'all. Another dog
offense and defense. And if he get hot, it's over.
And he's got a chip on his shoulder this year, so everybody better look out.
Here we go with Tattoo over there with my man Stack.
Yeah, guys, I am so excited just to hear Frank Nitty's name be called out. Stack, you know what you're doing. You've been part of the league since day one. The league, you know what you need. The excitement. You're a winner on and off the court. Congratulations on all the success off the court that you've been doing, man. But why Frank Nitty? And let everyone know why you went with this pick, Stack.
Thank you. First off, he's a dog. I brought him in this league. Because what he was doing in the Drew League and everywhere else playing, and he's the guy that came into this league and made a mark and made his name. So for him to be on my team is somebody that I know is going to play hard every night, is going to be ready to play, and that appreciates being in the Big Three. I want guys that want to be here, that appreciate the Big Three, that want to come out and perform and be ready to play and put on a performance that the league and the fans need to see. So Frank is one of them guys, and I'm happy to have him back.
Yo, having Briscoe and Nitty on the same team, it's like WWE or something. It's like a tag team here. How are you going to get these guys to coordinate and get along together and play on that 3-on-3 court?
Well, everybody wants to win on my team, and both of those guys bring something to the league and to our team that we need. Frank brings that energy, and Briscoe can win a game by himself a lot of nights. So I just think that just having both of those guys and be able to mix it up, sometimes when we play in a smaller team, we can play them together. But having a bigger roster on the back end with Summers, Earl Clark, and Isaiah, I think I'm ready to roll.
All right, it might be 4 championships in 8 seasons. It's the 2025 Big 3 draft. Back to the commissioner, the one and only Clyde Drexler.
Thank you, Tattoo. The pick is in, and with the second pick in the second round of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the Dallas Power select John Millsap.
Hey, they're going to call me
they kept a family affair.
Making it a family affair over there in Dallas.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they're going to go John Millsap, Abe Millsap, or Elijah Millsap.
They get all play.
It was a Millsap.
Yeah,
John.
Chemistry is definitely king in the Big 3. You know, if you got guys that you know you can play with, that's the nature of. That's why we have the player captains picking their co-captains. We have player captains picking their draft picks, because it's about the ballers selecting who they want to ball with.
Yeah, and the chemistry that goes with that, right? Respecting each other's game, not getting in the way, knowing to make yourself available, and just having that support as well. That team's dangerous, man. When you look at Greg Monroe and Paul Millsap.
He said, hashtag cool for school. That is
So we're going over to Tattoo to talk to Power and see why they pick
anything to anybody.
Millsap.
This is the
All
type
right,
of,
hanging out
type
here
of guy
with
that he
Coach
is.
Lieberman, former Big 3 champion, now
Lady
Dallas
Magic.
Power. And you love Dallas, right, Nancy?
I've been in Dallas for 45 years. I think it's done well for me.
Now, how dope is it going to be bringing the Millsap brothers to Dallas?
It's fun because, you know, everybody talks about chemistry, and we have chemistry, obviously, with Paul, with John, with Glenn Rice Jr. They live in Atlanta. They have played a lot of ball together. They work out together. And this league is based on, you know, collabing with people that you really like, respect, and you know their game. So, you know, don't sleep on John Millsap. He's 6'6", he's long. He can play 3 levels of basketball. We watched him play last year in the league with the Aliens, and we like what he brings to our team.
Well, I love what you're bringing to the team. Dal Effect, and they are ready for Season 8, 2025. Get ready. Cube, Thomas, it's the 2025 Big 3 draft, and it's lit.
Show is, and that's why we're going to Clyde Drexler to see who the Ball Hogs picking for their pick in the second round.
And they got a good one. And with the third pick in the second round of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the Boston Ball Hogs select Jonathan Simmons.
Great pickup.
Oh, man.
Great pickup.
Yeah.
Great pickup.
Defense.
He made his mark and then got
He's
injured.
super athletic, too.
Was out for a while. He's back.
He
healthy.
is a
We're
tremendous
talking about a guy that
perimeter
can get to the rim at will. And a tough guy.
Flushing on you.
Yeah, I like this
And
kid,
so,
man. And
when
Gary
I look
Payton,
at
I
this team,
mean,
they're young.
he like
they can
Steven
attack,
Jackson.
and they're going to defend. Like I always
They
say with
want
Gary Payton, you
toughness,
got to defend and play
defense,
for him. And
grittiness,
so with
and
Simmons,
physicality on
another
their
bona
team.
fide
That's what they want.
scorer, a guy that can guard, a guy that's tough. He's been an all-star, so it's going to be awesome to see.
Awesome to see.
Make
You know,
sure
these
like
are
and
guys
subscribe.
who
Yeah,
were,
thank you. Please
some of
do
them were
that for me.
co-captains,
Yeah.
some of them
We got
player
several people in
captains,
here
and now,
tonight,
you know,
Thank
they're
y'all for
filling
tuning
out a
in. This is the
roster
ZayMoolaSports
and
Podcast.
just
We're
making
watching
the
the
league stronger
2025
and stronger
Big
with
3
each pick.
draft, man. If you're loving it, hit that
Rachel, what you
sub
got?
button and drop a like.
Coach, you already look locked in. We have not even started the season yet, but how are you feeling now
Gary
that you
Payton
have
ready to go right now.
finalized
I
your
told y'all
roster
that
last
he ready
pick
to
in
go now.
Simmons?
Well,
You
I
can
feel
tell.
good.
Look at it. He ready to go
I
now.
got the guys that I wanted. These guys are going to play the way I want them to play.
we're gonna be a pretty good team. I think I got what I had last year in the size and the way they could play. With Jonathan completing the roster, I think we're gonna be pretty good.
You won the chip last year. You have an entirely new squad this year, but do you think you have what it takes to repeat?
I do. I think we're going to be pretty good. I think we're going to come to play every night. We're going to play hard every night, and it's going to be great because it's going to be a lot of competition with the 8 teams. Let's just see who slip up first and see who loses, and it's going to be good games every weekend.
How does it feel to represent for Boston, such a big sports city?
Well, great. It's going to be fun when we go out there and play, especially having a home game. It's going to be great to be out there with them fans. You know, we won it last year in Boston, so we're going to come back, and I'm glad to represent their city now.
You seem so focused, locked in. It's like I'm interviewing you on the sideline, but I will be doing that in about a month, so we'll have to see.
It'll be fun.
See you then. And with that, you guys, we have another pick locked in, so back to you, Clyde.
Thank you, Rachel. And with the 4th pick in the 2nd round of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the Chicago Triplets select Chris Allen.
Chris Allen.
Another scorer.
Man,
Personal player.
He's
Yeah,
a bucket.
yeah.
I mean, that's what he is. 6'5", gets to the rim, create his own shot. And another young guy, that's what I thought they were going to need. Somebody else that they can have on the wing to complement these guys. You know, and it's a great pickup for them.
And he can shoot that thing. You know, he got a nice 3-pointer. You know, player that, you know, to me got size, bang. You know, could take the physicality of the Big 3. Great pick. Great pick.
It sure seems like him, man. He looks like he's ready to go. He wants to get out there and lace the
then we can kind of step back and let some of the younger guys carry the weight. And so that helps this team a
You
lot.
can tell Gary Payton he's not playing any games.
Let's go
He
with
never
the
does,
tattoo.
but
He's talking to
definitely locked in.
The one and only.
Absolutely, the one and only. I always get nervous when I do interviews with the greatest of all time, Dr. J, now head coach of Chicago Triplets. So congratulations on that, Dr. J. Now, you went with Chris Allen. He's a baller. We've seen him play in the league. What made you say, you know what, I've seen him over the years. Time to bring him on with Dr. J and Chicago Triplets?
It was sort of a pick by committee. You know, last year, my assistant coach, Steve Mix, reminded me. I said, who's that guy? While he was giving us like 24 points in a 3.
I remember that game.
A 3-on-3 game. And so, you know, so he's been in our mind all off season. And now we got a chance to get him in the 2nd round because probably would have been the 1st round, but we needed Amir. We needed some size.
So the Chicago Triplets now going to represent and getting ready for this 2020. What do you feel about all this competition, Dr. J? You know, it's not going to be easy getting these wins when there's such a high level of competition.
Yeah, that's the big news this year, that on any given night, you know, one of the lower teams can knock off a top team. So it's an open party. I mean, you got to come to play every night, like Gary was just saying a little while ago. You want guys who want to play every night, and you want to bring it as well as they.
And like he said, it's the first team that makes us a slip up, right?
We're not slipping up.
There it is. Chicago Triplets. They go with Chris Allen, the one and only Dr. J, and we're going to throw it back to the one and only Clyde Drexler, the commissioner. And next pick.
Thank you, Tattoo, and I do. With the 5th pick in the 2nd round of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the LA Riot select Jeff Teague.
Oh, I like that. Wow. That's going to be a dynamic pick and roll.
Man.
That's a dynamic pick and roll right there. You know, I'm surprised he slipped this far in the draft. He's a great player.
Great player, knows how to play, knows how to get his shot. Plays
comfortable.
You know, he plays at his own speed.
Oh my God!
And
Wesley
extremely
Johnson.
competitive, and you know we
Yeah,
have to have him, still
man.
part of this league.
Man, he's quick. He can get to the paint. He can create for others. He can defend. And I just keep thinking back about that game in Newark, New Jersey, where him and Briscoe are going at it. It was incredible the way he hooped that day. So I'm excited to see what the rest of these teams going to do to gear up for these guys.
Yeah, so we're going over to Rachel.
Yeah, guys, this is a spice not familiar. Jeff Teague is actually simulcasting this draft right now on Club 520, and a lot of his fans are wondering why he hasn't got picked up yet. Coach Nick Young, why'd you pick up Teague?
Little Sador, I felt bad for, Sador. I mean Jeff. I felt bad for Jeff, not Sador. I felt bad for Jeff, But yeah, it's Hollywood, baby. LA Rise, and I feel like he'll be a good asset for us, for sure. He is Jeff. At the end of the day, he can play ball, and yeah.
Okay, in all seriousness, Dwight, what will Teague bring to the team this season?
Well, one,
Yeah.
Shador, I'm sorry, Jeff.
Well, he's hilarious.
Jeff is an amazing player, first of all. Great scorer, great point guard, and he knows how to run the show. So for one, I think that's going to be amazing to have. But then, everything that he does with the 520, the podcast, everything he's done this year, he's definitely, I think, going to be a fan favorite. And I'm looking forward to playing with him, man.
You guys are the LA Riot for a reason. It is a Hollywood team, but can this Hollywood team win a championship? You told me last season you're all about winning. That's all you do. Are we going to see that from you this year?
Of course. Just look at the people we added this year. We won one before. We always gonna go to the big dance, and last year we didn't like that. And this year is showing. We've all been working. Everybody's coming back in shape. We added, one of the most dominant players that play this game. BIG3 at NBA, anywhere he plays, one of the best centers. So, Hall of Famer. We got, Crawford that can make any shot he shoot. We got Elijah that could do everything, young, athletic. Bring in West, a guy that could, if you want to put him on a point guard, does all the right things. And Jeff, been playing in the NBA, could come off that pick and roll, smart player. And all the lights gonna be on us, you got myself, I just look good winning. So, yeah.
You guys heard it here. The team looks good. They're ready to go. Back to you, Clyde. We have the next pick.
Thank you, Rachel. And with the sixth pick in the second round of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the Detroit Amplifiers select Shakir Houston.
Oh,
Okay.
another baller.
Okay.
Been in the league before.
Played for a bunch of different teams.
Yeah. And always game, always a nice piece. You're always one of those players that you don't really account for as much, but until he starts putting in buckets.
And he's athletic, and he's above the rim. He's young.
Yeah, he's definitely athletic.
Somebody that's going to compete and complement the team, and that's what they're looking for
down.
at this point in the second round in the draft. So I think they fulfilled a need that they needed.
We're gonna go to Tattoo and see what they got to say over there in
Yes,
Detroit.
Sir. Right here, Detroit Amps. And Jeremy Pargo, I know you got something on your.
Hey Nick, you do not look good, brother.
Oh, he had to say that.
Darnell Jackson.
How you feeling right now, man?
Feeling great.
You guys went with your pick. Talk about it.
Shakur, I think he's going to be a great fit for us because, he's 6'7", 6'8". He has a long wingspan. He can play inside, outside, and we're just going to need a guy that's going to come in, play hard. He understands his role, and he's going to rebound the ball.
Yo, talk about this stacked Detroit Amp team. Like, just all in general, like these players that you're going to be playing with, this new franchise, and representing the city of Detroit.
I just want to say thank you to the franchise, bringing us all together. And like Pargo said, we got a relationship, and we got ISO Joe back. And, all these other guys, they talking early, man. It's early.
Like, you count out a two-time MVP, Big 3 champion like Joe Johnson.
It's too soon, man. Stay humble. We gonna be ready. We coming.
You got to love it right there, man. The Detroit Amps, they had their
I
pick.
think Joe
And we're going to
Johnson's
throw
the
it
best
back to
player in the
Commissioner
league.
Clyde Drexler because I believe we got
not
our
gonna
pick
count him
ready.
out at
Clyde.
all.
Yeah, Tattoo, thank you. And with the seventh pick of the second round of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the Houston Rig Hands select Javier Carter.
They're running
Running it back.
Yeah, he played for Big Wag last year.
Why not?
Javier.
It's good, you know.
Javier.
If it ain't broke, don't break it. You know what I mean?
Don't
For
fix
sure.
it, yeah.
So it's a good pick, solid. They won.
Yeah, he won a championship with
the
Big
same
Wag last
squad.
year. So running it back in
last
8
year,
times this
but with a different coach. Now Calvin Murphy. You know, all he got to do is turn the lights on.
Yeah.
Let them go. You know what I mean? They know what to do.
Absolutely, and they know what they're gonna get. The chemistry is there. They've been battle tested. Now they got to watch their backs, right? Yeah. And the teams got better, and so you know I think it's cool that they get to defend, you know, the championship as a unit.
Yeah. Rachel, what you got for us?
Coach, like Cube said, if it ain't broke, thank you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tell us about this squad. It is hard to go back to back when it comes to championships. You have that added pressure, you have that target on your back, but how do you feel about this squad?
Well, that's very true, but nevertheless, when we were deciding on our second pick, Javier came. Of course, he was on the team last year that won, but he's an individual that is kind of the kind of player that's near dear to my heart. Why do I say that? He's the kind of player that makes everybody else important. I got to the Hall of Fame because I played with players that did all the dirty work and allowed me to be me. You know, shoot that ball. You know? So I really appreciate players that will sacrifice for the team, especially when they have their own individual talents. So talking to his teammates, and they wanted him back. So I had no choice but to bring him back, and I'm glad that I did.
You have the chemistry there. Obviously, this is your first time coaching in the Big Three. Is there anything that you might be a little bit anxious about, or is there something special that you think you're going to bring to this league?
Well, first of all, I got to get used to the rules, you know, because I'm a feisty individual. So I don't want to be wrong when I complain about stuff, and I'm going to complain all the time. You know, but what I'm thinking about bringing, hope to bring to this league is my flavor. You know, I've been known to be a little different from time to time, so I hope that I can bring a new brand of coaching to the league that's going to benefit the league.
A new brand of coaching, a brand new team here in Houston, and we have our very last pick on the board right now. Thank you, Coach, and back to you, Clyde.
Thank you,
last
Rachel.
pick, y'all, Mr. Irrelevant.
And with
Let's
the
see.
8th and final pick of the second
Let's
round
see.
of the 2025 Big 3 draft, the Miami 305 select Sean Williams.
Oh,
okay. But which one?
Great pick.
There's a Sean with the E at the end?
Same one.
Okay.
Bob Marley.
Okay, I know which way to talk about. Hey, rim protector. Guy that does the dirty work. Somebody they're familiar with. Blocks a lot of shots. He blocked a lot
this
of
is
shots.
Miles Garrett's brother right here.
Has real
Those
good
that didn't know.
anticipation for that. And so now they just got better defensively. We know Michael Cooper, what he's known for. They got enough scoring.
Yep.
And now they got somebody that will take the pressure off of Reggie Evans a little bit too.
And if you put them both in the game, boy.
Yeah,
it's gonna get grimy in that paint.
Yeah, they got there. So this is gonna be another team, man. Like we've been talking about the riot. We also need to talk about this 305, man, because this team is dangerous.
Very dangerous. You know, I think if you look at all the teams, rosters up and down, you know, anybody can win it, man.
Absolutely.
Anybody can win it. Like all these teams are stacked, and the draft pool is still stacked.
Absolutely.
So if there's any injuries and they pick up players, there's talent in the pool.
I mean, you got Mike Taylor in there, Jody Meeks in there. There's a lot of players in there that can help the team.
Let's go to Ray over in Miami.
With the very last pick in this year's Big 3 draft, Sean Williams, one of the leaders in blocks last season in the Big 3. Why is he an important piece for this Miami 305 team?
He sums it all up for us. You know, we need a rim protector for our team, and we feel like he's the best one out there. We got chemistry from him from last year. And just seeing him at the combine, he had the same energy and the same bounce that he did last year, so I know he's ready to go.
What's going to make this Miami 305 team unique from what we saw out of you and other players on your team last season?
Probably the chip on the shoulder that we got. You know, we felt like last year we had the team to win it all. We made a couple mistakes and a couple things happened that didn't go our way. So, you know, everybody's been in the gym since day one, and we're ready to go.
Any extra fire behind you now that you are representing Miami across your chest?
That's more fire for us. You know, representing a great city like Miami. Me being 2 championships, I love a lot of love from Miami, and I always try to represent well. So just try to do the same thing.
The hometown fan love, I think, is going to be pretty fun when we travel there. So good luck this season. And you guys, that is it from the Big 3 draft. I'm going to kick it back to Cube. How are we feeling, Cube? Season 8, Big 3 draft.
I can't wait to June 14th in Chicago. Catch us live on CBS and Vice. It's going to be an amazing season, without a doubt. You know, I'm looking forward to having our best season yet. Really want to thank everybody who's been a part of this league and helped growing this league, especially our sponsors like Monster Energy, P&G, Starter, Simply Spiked, Walmart, and Red Lobster. Really thank everybody and all those brands that believe in the Big 3. We're gonna have a great summer, and I can't wait. You know.
Oh man, it's going down. Man.
What you think about the draft?
I mean, we brought the fire. We brought the fire. I think the fans are going to be excited with these teams. I think every game is going to be competitive. I anticipate some game winners. I can't wait for these bring the fire moments. I think every week, I mean, even if the Big 3 is not in your city, get to another city.
Yeah.
Follow this thing.
Follow your squad.
Post it.
We got star power.
Yeah, absolutely.
Major star power in the league, and can't wait to see these guys, you know, battle on the court.
Yeah, man, it's fun. The rest of the players, the coaches, the whole culture of basketball appreciates you and Jeff Quatness, what you've done to offer these opportunities and bring the fans these players they still want to see. So I'm looking forward to it. I know the fans are too.
Me too. Yes,
Can't
I'm
wait.
ready.
You
I'm
know,
ready.
This was an amazing draft. And I want to take a minute to throw it to Tattoo, my man.
Absolutely, Cube Thomas. It's an incredible 2025 draft here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to Hakkasan and the MGM Grand here for having us. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready for Season 8, 2025 Big 3, make sure you are watching all the way live June 14th on CBS. Congratulations to all the teams on behalf of Ice Cube, Quatnitz, the entire Big 3. Thank you so much for watching the 2025 Big 3 Draft.
The Big 3 is back. Season 8. Summer in the city. Come see the whole league. Come see all the stars in the Big 3. Play the game you love. 4 games for the price of 1. Where you gonna be when it's time for the Big 3?
All right, y'all. There you have it, man. That was a 2025 Big 3 draft, man. And like Thomas and Ice Cube said, I cannot wait for this season to start June 14th, man. I really think, y'all, that this is going to be the best season that we've ever seen in the Big 3, man. I mean, it's just so much talent. These rosters are very balanced. We have so many great coaches. And, yeah, I'm just ready for this thing to begin. Y'all, I'm thinking about doing what I did last year where we would watch the games together. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing again because y'all seem to love this. And, yeah, just ready for this season to start, y'all, because it's really going to be a lot of exciting games. Again, great players, great coaches. And, yeah, it's just going to be exciting all around. So, thank y'all for tuning in, man. This, again, was the 2025 Big 3 Draft. Remember, y'all, laughter is good medicine. So what? Make sure you get your daily dose up. Hold up. So you got one final question. Thomas is so attractive. Is it Byron Scott his father? Yes, he is his father. That's a funny comment. Remember, y'all, laughter is good medicine. So what? Make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm in it, man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.